Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we are going to talk about responses and an analogy that keeps being brought up. And it's a fair analogy. I'll go ahead and say that now. It is. Right now, everybody is criticizing Trump's response. And it's fair. It's very worthy of criticism. It was less than ideal, and we'll just leave it at that. The analogy that keeps being brought up is the movie Jaws. Makes sense. Makes sense. You've got the scientists, those with practical experience and those concerned, saying, hey, we got to take action. We got to do something to mitigate. There's the shark. And then you have the establishment personified in the mayor. See, the establishment, they got other things on their mind, preoccupied with the here and now. Got to get those tourists in, got to make that money, got to keep the economy rolling. It is an incredibly fair analogy. It's accurate. What it's not is surprising. People are acting like this is kind of new. This is what the government does a lot. The scientists and those with practical experience, they point something out and they're like, hey, this is coming. And rather than act on it, well, they worry about the here and now. They don't focus on anything that could mitigate, that could reduce the harm. They'll worry about it when it gets here. Sometimes, when it gets here, it's too late. And along the way, they'll sit there and say, no, it's not even happening. The establishment will lobby and get it called a hoax. It's not real. It's not a real thing. But it is. But it is a real thing. And right now, what we're facing, it's unnerving, can cause some minor disruptions. It's not going to end the species. It won't. It's going to be annoying. And in some cases, tragic. But it shouldn't be surprising. We've had this scenario playing out for decades. The scientists, those with practical experience and those concerned, they've been sounding the alarm. And the establishment has been preoccupied with the here and now, calling it a hoax. It's just media hysteria. We'll wait for it to get here. Just like the current situation, we can't wait for it to get here. We have to take action now to mitigate. It's coming. It's gonna happen. There are some people in our elected representatives who've tried. But the criticism that's being leveled at Trump can be leveled against 90% of our elected officials. Because they've all played that game. They haven't taken the hard line they need to. Yeah, maybe they didn't, defund the organization that's supposed to stop it, but they couldn't because we don't have one. And the difference between the crises is that while what's happening now, it's not a threat to the species. Climate change is. And it's going to cause a whole lot more than disruptions. It's going to be a lot more drastic than having a staycation. People are going to have to move. They're going to have to relocate. You're going to have climate refugees. It's going to get bad. A lot worse than this. if we don't move to mitigate soon. We're running out of time. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good night after me saying all that.